Pona Tinpo Suno. Moko Liker Ian Suli Cook.
Welcome to Cooking with Care. Today we'll be making Korean puffs. Smells good.
Yeah.
And for the ingredients, we will need three different sets for the dough, the filling, and for the glaze. Now the dough ingredients are 3 eggs, 3/4 a cup of flour, 3/4 a cup of water, and 1/3 cup of butter. For the cream filling, you have a cup of cream and a cup of Jello's instant pudding because I'm too lazy to make it myself. Then you have 4 ounces for the glaze. You have 4 ounces of dark chocolate and 1 tablespoon of butter. Now the first thing you have to do is bring the 3/4 cup of water to nearly boiling with the butter in it.
G'day, mate. I'm Cotton Cook. You know, cooking is as much as an art as it is a science, and a very chemical one at that. Gluten, a necessary protein in cooking because it gives elasticity and structure to whatever you're making, is formed by adding water, as Kat over there is doing right now, to wheat flour, like you see right here. The glutamine and the gliadin in the flour react with the water to create gluten, and gluten it's a very, very fragile molecule, and it's best made by not adding purified water like you see here, but regular hard water like you see here. See, right there. Flour also has necessary enzymes like protease, which helps condition the gluten. Remember, never use soft and alkaline water to mix with your gluten, otherwise, too bad for you. Back to you, Cav.
After you've gotten your butter and water melted together, add your flour. After, obviously, you remove from heat. Now, to mix it until it separates from the walls, fully incorporated and forms a ball. Make sure you don't see any white specks of flour left. It's not sticking to anything, too much at least. You can go ahead and form a ball like that. Then, one at a time, add your eggs.
You cracked those eggs very nicely.
Yes. Make sure you thoroughly incorporate it each time. 3 eggs, 1. 2. And make sure you squeeze it against the side of the pot because the egg whites are sticking to the sides of the dough, not letting it stick together. So you have to try to get it together as much as you can.
How many eggs do they need?
3 eggs. The eggs can vary depending on the size, but just normal supermarket size, large, it sticks with them. It works.
So to what consistency you need to go to?
Just make sure it's thoroughly mixed up, no yellow blotches or clear blotches, anything like that. Then you mix this up thoroughly.
Are lumps okay?
Just really small ones, that's fine. Then, after you get that done, you put all that into a Ziploc bag.
A Ziploc bag?
Yes, a Ziploc bag. Then you cut off the corner. You cut off the corners of the bag, so you kind of a makeshift kind of tube-looking thing. Like so. You cut off the corner. That. Then make sure you have a greased pan, very lightly dusted with flour. Get this out of the way.
No. Okay.
Then they don't have to be very far apart because these do rise, but they rise more than they widen, so feel free to have them pretty close. And since cream puffs have a hole in them, do not think that you have to make a hole. Try to avoid any air pockets, because if you have any air pockets whatsoever, it'll create a hole in the bottom and you will not be able to put any cream with it without it completely falling out. And just keep on doing that for the entire pan. Put it in the oven. For exactly 15 minutes.
You know, the baking time for cream puffs is very, very specific. You put it in too long, it's going to burn. Put it in not long enough, the moisture in the inside doesn't evaporate quickly enough, and you end up with this collapsed bit of mess. You see, I might need to get another one because I don't want to ruin Carol's delicious, delicious cream puffs. The cooking sheet you see here, it's made of metal. Inside the oven, you have an air convection of transfer of heat, while this is conduction. The specific heat of the metal is much, is it great? Yeah. It's greater than that of the air. So therefore, if you put the cream puffs on the cooking sheet, it's going to conduct the bottom faster, make that burn, or it'll cook much more rapidly if you leave it in too long. The air, however, you only give it a little bit, so you know, just a little bit. Back to you, Karen.
While they're cooking, we'll go ahead and make the filling. Now take your whipped cream and your vanilla and very gently fold it in. Now the whipped cream is very fragile because there's lots of air pockets. You want to fold and not mix. Now I usually put in a lot of cream so it makes a lot more flavor. So I usually don't follow directions with 1 cup. As you will very well see. And gently fold it in so that you don't see any white or yellow streaks, so it just completely is one really kind of light yellow color. And when you got that done, put it in a bag just like you did with the dough. Cut in the corner, so you kind of a makeshift kind of tube here. See? And now,
Hold that up again, Karen.
okay. Ooh, pretty.
There we are.
Okay. Now after the cream puffs are done cooking, they should rise and look somewhat like this. So get yourself a knife and cut off the top. Now it's very tedious because you have to do this to every single puff, but it's, in most people's opinion, worth the while. See, empty hole, empty hole. Now that's what it's going to look like for all of them, hopefully. Take this, fill it up. And I've got this part done, minus the chocolate. Now when it comes to the glaze, take your butter and put it in a double boiler. Now a double boiler, if you don't have a professional, will become a makeshift one. You have a pot with water and a glass on the side. Now make sure that the water is touching the bowl, but the bowl is not touching the pot. The reason for double boiling is because a drastic change in heat causes the chocolate to seize, just as well as...
What's seizing, Kat?
Seizing is when you overheat too quickly, or you add even a little amount of moisture, anything at all, will cause it to seize. So it'll go from the creamy melted chocolate texture to almost concrete.
Mmm, chocolate.
Now make sure that the glass is touching water, but is not touching the pot.